not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we're talking about practice.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere other than one that is not me. It's beef, we shred a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines, you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'ma go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They ring got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, niggas, so let it go. Made for this. Nigga, I eat bars and drink flows, thinking you woke into your third eye peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy. It's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early. This bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game. These niggas lame. State bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same. You want the easy pass? Tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire. You can't stand the rain. Take an aim. Tell him runner he can try his best. Drive a car named after me. That's why I'm in the vet. Lamping these niggas once again, and I ain't break a sweat. Number one at everything I do. That's why I'm one west. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this janitor with the mop stick. You gonna need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick. I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk. I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl? I'm talking about another gun. You hear now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas. We burn the crib now. I'm ahead now. And I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga. I don't fear clown. Silences make it sound like raindrop. That's a fire storm. Get the job done in the view and get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walk in this bitch ready for war. I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex. That's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga. I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.
West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy and get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nominee abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got group times for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been the stopper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going them off Patron and premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they eat on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
Give me Exodus 4:22. And how in the hell did you try to take this Bible and use it for everybody? You stupid as hell. You dumb as hell. This Bible is what's going to condemn you. Because this is the book of the Israelite. You should have destroyed this book, you dumb so-called white people. Instead of going around and trying to use the Bible is the book that's going to destroy your world.
Excuse me, everyone, I have a brief announcement to make. Jesus was black, Ronald Reagan was the devil, and the government is lying about 9/11. Thank you for your time and good night.
Shalom, Ak. Shalom, Ak. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakathah.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakathum.
No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they folk, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
Hey, who shall be smalls? If we don't get them, they gon' get us all. And I'll be damned if I just sit back while my people fall. There is no contestant when we all in this together, so let's come together now so we can end this shit forever. I don't wanna go to school, I'd rather read up on my enemies and study all the methods used to kill my people mentally. Sex, money, and drugs is destroying our identity, and this ain't nothing new. This shit been going on for centuries. Instead of fighting for rights, we should have been fighting for our land. Now we fighting for the man. They'll go right into their plan. And I'm sick of this. It's ridiculous how the government is such hypocrites. They make the laws, then break the laws. How serious should I take the laws? My blood, homie, I take the laws. This family first, worst come to worst, and I die for mine. Me and my niggas, we charged up like alkaline. We strapped up like Caliban. When it's wartime, I'm on the front line. Facts life, I'm acting like I was born again. It's an afterlife.
No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they folk, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Check it, get your life right, cause this the last call. Christ coming back and he's gonna judge us all. It can happen while you shopping, walk around the mall. Where you from, where you at, Babylon will fall. Lose your head by the sword or obey his laws. You hear them drum beats? We in the midst of war, but it's a holy one. I speak the holy tongue. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakathum. I got the most high power, I ain't need a gun. I'll be out here repping till his kingdom come. His bread's for the children, you can't get a crumb. Yeah, they hear me, they ain't feeling where I'm coming from. But la-di-da-di, fuck everybody from the Catholic Church to Illuminati. Christ coming back, not an Anunnaki trying to warn the people, but they tried to knock me. What you thought that I wasn't gonna throw my voice in? Fuck all of y'all, white Jesus poison. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they folk, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they folk, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that road, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us go, because
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Thumbs, all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. All the sisters. Let's clap it up and let him speak. General Zion should be in the building momentarily. This is Let Him Speak. Welcome to another class. Let Him Speak. Welcome to another I.S.U.P.K production under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. These radio shows are very important. These classes are very important. This is how change ourselves, get ourselves changed from the world. We gotta learn as babes again. We have to learn everything new. We gotta learn our customs, our culture, our traditions again. We can't keep the old man. We gotta let that old man die. We gotta leave the world behind us to Christ. He wants us to be in the world and not of it. He wants us to shine our light before men. We are supposed to fit on the Lord's Spirit in every way possible. If you're a man, you're supposed to have that masculine spirit. If you're a female, if you're a woman, you're supposed to have that feminine spirit. That's the correct order of things. The man is above the woman, and the woman keeps the house. The man goes out and protects his nation, do what he got to do protect his nation, protect his family, and the woman keeps the home, and the children obey their parents and the Lord. So there's a rank and order into everything. So us priests and prophets in the Lord's military, we have to obey orders above the men above us, and we got to give righteous orders to the men under us. So Christ told us to go out and teach. Go out and teach. Fish our brothers and sisters back into the truth. That's our job right now, fishing season. We are in fishing season, prime season. Believe Jeremiah 16:16. We are in prime season to fish our brothers and sisters back into the truth. We got to find out the perfect bait for them. The perfect bait. If the worm not going to work, maybe we got to use this. Got to use that, this, and that. Sometimes you might got to change the bait. Let's see. Because hunting season coming up. And the Bible says 2/3 of our people going to die when Christ returns. But if we can do something to change that, we got to put our best foot forward. We got to try to preserve and save as much as Israel as possible, because we don't know we're going to be on those chariots. All of us came out of Egypt, fortunately, but this exodus is going to be different. It's going to be with so-called UFOs. We call them IFOs, identified flying objects, chariots of the Lord, clouds. That's what we call. That's what I.S.U.P.K. Bible recognize them. Spiritual vehicle that the angels use. We need to be on top of our game, because we're not at the end yet. Whoever endures until the end, same shall be saved. We're not at the end yet. And then once the kingdom comes, there's still more work to be done. We got to we're gonna have to go hunt. We're gonna have to make these nations bow down to our King Yahushua Mashiach. We're gonna have to put in more work, and so it's just gonna be a different type of warfare. So this warfare right now, we're spiritual. We gotta focus on changing ourselves, focus on helping other brothers change themselves, so the Lord can have mercy on us, compassion on us, so we can get that crown of life. So this is our Hebrew speaking, and the scriptures that we usually like to start off with is, as you may know, if you've been partaking in recent classes, or if you're a long time subscriber, we like to start off with Zephaniah 2:1. That's what we're going to start off with today. This is the book of Zephaniah 2 and verse 1. Gather yourself together. So the Lord is saying, gather yourself together. And he's talking to his people. He's not talking to all nations. He's not saying all nations come together to the Tower of Babel and build something to the sky and try to come to me. No. He's always talking to his people. He want us to gather together. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native men, women, and children. That's who his people are. To pick a plane, the blacks, the Hispanics, the Latinos, and the Native, so-called Native Americans, so-called Native First Nation men, women, and children. That's who are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. That's who are from Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Manasseh, Issachar, Gad, Reuben, Reuben, all of them, all 12 tribes. Yea, gather together. He had to emphasize it again. Yea, gather together. He wants us to come to the Lord's Passover. He wants us to be a familia, a family. He wants us to socialize with one another, see what was up with one another. He doesn't want us separated. He don't want us in these fake Israelite groups. He doesn't want us in the Muslim mosque. He doesn't want us in the Christian church. He doesn't want us in Buddhism. He wasn't in Egyptology. He wants us in the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal under Command of That's where he wants us at. That's where his protection is at. That's who he's dealing with. That's where his angels are at. That's where safety is at. Oh, nation not desired. Why? Because there's no one on this earth, no other race, no other nation on this earth cares about blacks, Hispanics, and Native men, women, and children. They only use, abuse, and hurt us to their own gain. The other nations are all in it for themselves. It's just at this point, the top nation is the Edomites, the so-called oppressor. That's the top nation on this earth today. They rule everything. They're in control. But Scripture says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So that's coming. That's coming. Once Esau knows it too. Our oppressor knows his time is coming to an end. And we're going to be able to revel in our victory if we make it to the end. So, as always, the next scripture is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 4. This is the book of Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 4. There is one body. There is one body. See, the Bible is a complete book. It doesn't contradict itself. There's one body. That body is the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Knowledge. This is the school where the Most High God is dealing with. Not dealing with nobody else. It's that simple. Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. Like Hebrew is a direct language. Like the Lord changes not. Everything is easy, direct, simple, straightforward, direct to the point. Do this. What is it? I set before thee life and good, or death and evil. Do what I say, and you'll be blessed. You'll get the good things of the land. Don't do what I say, and you'll be punished and eventually die. Okay, so there is one body and one spirit. What's that spirit of? Spirit of the Lord, spirit of warfare, because the Lord is a man of war. So the blacks, Hispanics, and Native men, we're warriors. We're the warriors, the top warriors on the earth, because we're the Lord's warriors. Like when we keep in the laws, statutes, commandments, no one can outshine us, outrank us, destroy our nation. See what David did, see what Joshua did, see what Moses did. That's why we gotta remember these stories of old. Before time was ran for our learning. We gotta read. We gotta be in these classes. We gotta know our history, because even with Samson, Christ, he didn't have to see. Christ was super spiritual, and he didn't have to. He had no blood on his hands. All he did was teach. That's it, and heal and uplift his people. He didn't have to go out and destroy and conquer other nations. He was focused on raising his nation from the dead, getting him out the world, turning him back to the Lord. But other men, when it was time for that physical carnal war, we got that in too. So we got both sides. We shot with the sword and we shot with the spirit. We just got to be on the lower side, and he'll raise us both. He'll raise both of them up. So even as ye are called in one hope of your calling, we have one hope in our calling. One hope. Christ gave us our chance back to the Most High God. We need to change our ways now. Can't wait till tomorrow. Can't wait till the next second. We got to change now. We got to make that decision now. I'm going to tune into these classes. I'm going to stop doing whatever evil I'm doing. Whether it's eating shrimp, crab, pork, or lobster, whether it's celebrating Labor Day. You can't celebrate Labor Day. It's an American holiday. It's an American feast day. And we got to celebrate the Lord's high holy days. And the next one is the memorial blowing of the trumpets. And that's September 25th. So that's the next one. We need to celebrate the Passover. We need to celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Sabbath service, the Feast of First Fruits, the Day of Atonement, Feast of Tabernacles, the Feast of Dedication in the Purim. Because we got to rehearse the righteous acts, because these acts are not going to change. We're going to be doing this in the kingdom to come. And we're doing it now. We're doing it right now in I.S.U.P.K. righteously. Verse 5, one Lord. It's our King. This is capital L, lowercase O-R-D. Our King, Yahushua Mashiach. He's going to be King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He's the ultimate brother. He showed us how to get it done. And he showed us that we can and will be perfect. And perfection is just keeping the laws and the commandments of the Most High God. That's what it means to be perfect. Not if you late to your dentist appointment. Not if you late to your trash out. It's about just keeping what the Lord told you to keep. We agreed to back when we left out of Egypt with Moses. One faith. Like one faith. One doctrine. Every school in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, whether it's in UK, whether it's in Texas, wherever we were located at, New York, we teach the same thing, we speak the same thing, we move the same way. Everything's the same. Nothing changes. That's it. And one baptism. One way to get clean. One way to get clean. And that's coming through these doors. We gotta come through these doors, and we gotta get taught the right way. We gotta get taught the right way. Gotta get these demons off of us. Get the Lord's protection and mercy on us. And demons are just lying spirits trying to get you to turn from the Most High God. That's all demons are. So, let's get Exodus 15:3. Let's get Exodus 15:3, because we was talking about warfare. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war. Despite the contrary to belief, the Lord is a man. The Lord is a man, and he's a man of war. And he's a black man in the spirit. He has woolly hair. That's Daniel 7:9. The Lord is a man of war. And his thoughts is higher than our thoughts, and his ways are higher than our ways. And see, the mind is deceitful above all things, so we can't trust ourselves. We can't rely on ourselves. Like, once we start doing that, that's pride goes before destruction. The Bible has a lot of useful information in how to move on this earth, because there's too many traps and pitfalls. How can you overcome them if the Lord's not on your side? And the Lord's not going to be on your side if you do what he says. Like, that's simple. So you have to be able to know how to maneuver. And Christ gave us a golden weights and know how to maneuver on this earth. He said, be wise as serpents, have that wisdom, but be harmless as doves. That's how we're supposed to move right now on this earth, to build our spirit, build our nation. But hunting season is going to come, and then we're going to put in that other type of work. But right now it's fishing season, so we got to know how to move. We got to know how to act. We got to know how to agree with our adversary quickly while you're in the way with you. These small tidbits of useful information will go a long way to preserving our lives in the long run. Exodus 15:3, the Lord is his name, Yahweh. I'm Yahweh, not Elohim. Yahweh is how you pronounce his name correctly in Hebrew. You only can say it because you can't use his name in vain. You just can't. It's not your buddy. He's Lord. He's the Most High God. You only can say it, his name when you're teaching, prophesying, or praying. So if you're not using the Lord's name right now, I'm teaching, so I'm allowed to say his name. But if you're not prophesying, teaching, or praying, you're not allowed to use the Lord's name. So, and that would be that. See, Lord is the ultimate tactician. We need to follow. We need to obey his every command. Because will he not give us in due season our reward? He has something in store and in line for us. No, that the scriptures say, no man have heard, no eye have seen, nor have come into the hearts of men what the Lord has in store for the ones that obey him. Paraphrasing, of course. So, in the kingdom to come, whatever you can imagine, whatever you can think about what's going to happen in the kingdom, like there's things that you haven't even thought of that's going to be there. That's insane. And people and man comes up with the wildest, craziest stuff. But remember, everything's involved too. Okay, let's get a psalm from David, Psalms 23. Let's get Psalms 23. And a psalm is a thong or chord. I was on one of those instruments. So this is a psalm of David. It's Psalm chapter 23 and verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd. We need to recognize that the Most High God, like we're his sheep. We're his sheep. The lost 12 tribes, nation of Israel. We're the lost sheep of the nation of Israel. We're his sheep, and we need a shepherd. We need to realize that see the ox. We have two dumb animals on this earth: the ox and the ass. But they know their master's crib. They know their master's crib. Israel do not know. Israel doth not consider. So if two dumb animals know their master's crib, and Israel don't consider who is his Lord, who is his master, what does that make us? We're dumber than them? That's insanity. That's insanity. We need to recognize that the Most High God is our God and only our God. And other gods to other so-called gods of the other heathen nations, they're idols. They're nothing. And the other heathen nations, what is it? In the Apocrypha, 2 Ezra 6:54, going on down, spittle. Spit like a drop that falleth from a bucket. That's how the Lord looks at them. I want to be that. I want to be that. I shall not want. See, when you're doing what the Lord says, you get everything that you need, and everything is taken care of, especially in due season. Because the Lord is all you need. Like the Lord is the creator of heavens and earth. Lord knows what you need. And what did Christ say? In Matthew, the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. See? And he has so much, he was doing so much work. He has so much faith in Most High God, he's doing so much work, his faith without works is dead. That he didn't ask for a week or a month, just daily. Like, cool, the Lord got you. Especially if you keeping these laws and commandments. You think the Lord wanna cast away his own? The Christ said, I pray for them, I pray not for the world. And he told us to be in the world and not of it. The Lord was going to take care of his own. Verse 2, he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. You cool, you secure. You're stress free. You're stress free. I mean, you're not anxious all the time. You're not anxiety. There may be obstacles. There may be challenges, but you can overcome them easily. Or you have a way to overcome them with the Lord's wisdom and counsel. You get that from the priests and prophets and Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. He leadeth me to beside the still waters. See, you gotta understand, it's the Lord that's going to take you to where you need to go. The Lord's going to take you there. See, he said, he leadeth me beside the still waters. So he's going to take you to his treasure. He's going to take you to treasure. You're not going. Oh, Christ said, he's going to give you that everlasting drink. And that's the word of the Most High God. So you don't have to thirst no more. Verse 3. This is the book of Psalms 23, verse 3. He restoreth my soul. So all those aches and pains and all those weariness you may have, you feeling, the Lord can rejuvenate you easily. Have he not created the man? Has he not created man? Does he not know what man needs? Created man on the sixth day. He knows exactly what. That's why he gave us things that we can and cannot eat. It's a dietary law. It's a dietary law. He told us not to be. He told us not to. There's things. Help. Honor the position. Honor the position. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. See, the Most High God is going to make sure, because we're that vessels of honor. See, the Lord's chosen people. The blacks, the Latinos, the First Nation men, women, and children. Esau, the Edomites, the oppressor, they are that vessel of dishonor. They are that wrath of destruction, the vessel of wrath fitted for destruction. They have no mercy, no mercy coming for them. They're going to be destroyed. They're going into slavery. They're going to be destroyed. They're going to be wiped out, and eventually that is your fate. So live it up now. Once Christ come back, it's death for most of you, slavery for the rest of you, and then extinction after that. That's your fate. So I'm gonna live it up now. Okay. Verse 4. This is the book of Psalms 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. See, no matter what you're going through, no matter how so-called scary the situation is, we have to understand that the Most High God is the author of life and death. Like there's no he has to get approved. Like for something to die on this earth has to get approved by the Most High God. Remember, regeneration, reincarnation is real. So if you happen to die, you just come back. So you might as well just fight for the Lord always, and the Lord will make sure you come back. And you fight for the Lord again. The Lord will take care of his own. So, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. What did he say? Do not fear that can kill the body, but fear that can kill the body and soul in hell. See, don't fear man. There's no point. They have, man, what is it? Especially, look, blacks, Hispanics, Native men, Native men, we are the princes of the power. The oppressor is the servant. So we're the prince of the power, and the heathens are the servants. You see the discrepancy of power already? What do we have to fear from the servant? You see what I'm saying? And then amongst ourselves, we have brotherhood. So, and then you have an ought against your brother, you go to him and be alone. So we're only supposed to fear the Most High God. That's it. That's it, and that's all. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. See, if we understand that we're keeping the Lord's laws, statutes, commandments, the Lord's going to protect us. The Lord has angels waiting to send to protect the ones who serve Him. But you got to remember, if you obey Him, He's going to protect you. But if you disobey Him, He has evil angels to jack you up. Verse 5, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. See, the Lord is a black man in spirit. So no one has flavor as much as the Lord has. And He knows how to do it big for the people, for one that serve Him. So not only are you going to be living it up, but everybody, all your enemies, they want to see you living up right in front of them. So, and there's nothing they will be able to do about it. What can they do? Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. We know that when you come into school and you get your first Hebrew, as a young, for the men, do your 90 days, be consistent. When once it's time for you to get your Hebrew name, that oil get poured on your head, you become a trooper. That's an oath to the Most High God. You can keep His laws, His commandments. Then, after a period of time, you become a camp and doing your duties as a trooper. You take in your office that's given, you study for it, pass, the oil is poured over again, and you get the officership. And then as time goes on, the length of time depends on the Lord. For whatever reason, but for rank wages, so to speak, war gets put on you again. And it's more work and responsibility, and also that you're going to continue to push this truth. So thou anointest my head with oil, the cup runneth over. So we got to make sure that when we take these oaths, that we don't break them, because the Lord is holding us accountable and responsible for it. It's a joyous occasion, and it's very uplifting to the spirit, but it's also a duty. Verse 6: surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Goes back the blessings in Deuteronomy 27, verse 1, 28 and 1. If we keep the Lord's laws and commandments, we'll be above all nations of the earth. Deuteronomy 7 and 6 as well. Okay, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. See, regeneration, reincarnation, real as I've been saying, and as long as we keep these laws and commandments, we're going to dwell in the house of the Most High God. Remember, your body is also a temple of the Lord, so make sure you take care of it. Don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Please do not be a drug addict. If you are a drug addict, please make steps to get off one. You are a temple of the Most High God. Do not do fornication, Shaw, unlawful sex, destroying your own temple. The Most High God is displeased with these acts. Okay. Let's go to Deuteronomy 27:1 real fast. This is the book of Deuteronomy 27 verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people. So this is after Moses parted the Red Sea. We left through. We were leaving Egypt. Egyptians, the riders in their chariots, was destroyed once through by the Lord through the Lord used Moses to destroy the Egyptians and their chariots and riders. Land the sea, fall back down. And after that, it was just us, the blacks, Latinos, First Nations, it was a family. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people. So Moses was in charge at that time. And then he had people under him. And he was commanding the people. So he was giving us orders. He was following orders. Saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. See? There's no free will. There's no choice in the matter. Your choice is life or death. That's what you choose. And who willingly choose death, even though that's what we do every day? We willingly choose to die, even though we don't want to die. We ask for a slow death. We smoke a cigarette. Oh, it's not gonna kill me now, but it's gonna eventually kill me with cancer. We eat the pork. Oh, it's gonna mess up our insides. We eat shrimp, crab, and lobster, even though they're supposed to be the ones that clean the seas and the oceans. We do these little things. We destroy our temples with this fornication, unlawful sex. We partake in things we shouldn't partake in. We gotta stop it. Stop it now. Okay. And yes, now let's go to Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently, so it shall come to pass, meaning this is going to happen. This will happen. It is not like it may or it may not. This will happen. It's guaranteed. Guaranteed. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken, listen, diligently, put in the effort, put in the work, continuous effort and work, unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So whatever the Most High God tells us to do, and at that time, Most High God was dealing with Moses. So we had to, whatever the Lord told Moses and whatever Moses told us, we had to make sure we followed that. To observe, so we had to learn what was being said to us, and to do all His commandments, which I command thee this day. So not only did we have to learn, we had to listen. We had to listen to what was being said, so we can learn these laws, these commandments, and then do it. Just do it. Just get it done. Just follow the order. Just get it done. Just follow the order. That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations on earth. And the benefit of it is that no nation will ever be able to reach our level. We'll be on a level that will, like, nations will be jealous of us. And there'll be nothing they can do. What are they going to do? I'm keeping the Lord's law, such commandments. What is it? In the Apocrypha, Judith, 4th. So if I get it real fast, Slakia. This is Judith 4. Judith 4, Judith 4, and I can't find it. I'll just paraphrase it. I know it's in Judith, but it says, "My Lord and Governor." If yeah, I'll just paraphrase it. Sorry. What it was saying is in Judith, my Lord and Governor. If Israel is keeping these laws and commandments, we should just pass them by. We shouldn't even because they're the Most High God will fight for them and make an example out of us. They'll make an example out of us. But if we're breaking the Lord's laws and commandments, then the heathen can come against us and take our be able to destroy us and take us captives or whatever they decide to do with us. But the point is that in Deuteronomy 28:1, that we'll be high above all nations of the earth. High above all nations of the earth. All we gotta do is keep these laws, such commandments. And there's some examples of what the Lord will give us. Let's go to verse 2. And all these blessings shall come upon thee. Blessings are rewards. So the Lord will reward his chosen people. Reward us for doing what he says. And overtake. So all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. So not only will they come to thee, but they will overtake thee. So it'll be, you have so much, you don't even know what to do with it. You'll be like, you'll be overflowing with rewards. You'll get this one. It'll be your warehouses and your storehouses will be overfilled. It's like you have to literally give it away. You have to give it away. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. An example, verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city. Right now, in the city of Philadelphia, the so-called city of brotherly love, our murder rate, the killings, is baffling. It's incredible. It shows the lack of brotherhood that we have, that we can't use with our king. Maybe we that's why we got to be in this class, so we know that we have all of the brother to go to him and be alone. So if we knew that, we wouldn't go straight to the gun. We're going straight to violence. We would handle our problems as we were supposed to. Go to him and be alone, and then if that don't work, we take him to the council. That's the proper procedure. Because it's insane. Like you can't just can't murder your brother and then at the same time throw your own life away. If you get caught, it's like that's a lot of years off in prison. And you know what Esau keeps the prison. He keeps his prison houses full. He's not taking us. He's not releasing us. And blessed shalt thou be in the field. So in the cities and in the surrounding areas of the cities, so-called suburbs today, or farm fields, we'll be blessed in those too. Crops will be good. Your country will be good. It'll be straight. Verse 4, blessed shall thou be the fruit of thy body. So your children. If you decide to have children, try to take a wife. Man, you're a man, you try to take a wife. You know, and your wife conceives and gives birth to children. Y'all two will be plentiful in that. And the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kine, and the flocks of thy sheep. So this will be your money, your pockets. Whatever you decide to do, whatever your way of earning money, making wages, will be plentiful. Blessed shall be thy basket in thy store, same concept. Blessed shall be when thou Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. So when you come into your home, you'll be good, you'll be straight, there'll be no worries. And when you also leave your home, you won't be stressed either. So you'll always be good. You'll always be straight. You'll always be chilling. You'll be cool. Nothing will be able to phase you. And these are rewards. All you gotta do is obey the Most High God, and these are some of the rewards that will come upon thee, come upon us. And here's another good one, verse 7. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. Isn't that sweet? So if you're keeping the Lord's laws and commandments, you have no worries of, you basically always defended at all times. If your enemies choose to unwisely come against you, they will fall right there in front of you. They shall come against thee one way. So they're going to come and try to attack you one way and flee before thee 7 ways. But then afterwards, they're going to be like, oh, I'm shook. Let me hurry up and get out of here. I'm going to get out of here. I'm shook. Verse 8. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee into thy storehouses. That's our storehouses, where we keep our stuff in bulk. And in all thou settest thy hand and in all that thou settest thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Our land is Israel, as we know. We are the Israelites. But wherever we at, we keep the Lord's laws and commandments, we can be blessed. We can be blessed wherever the Lord wants us to be blessed at. And then it says, he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto. So whatever you decide to do with your time, however you decide to utilize your time, it won't be wasted because you're keeping the Lord's laws and commandments. So it's going to be fruitful in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Verse 9. This book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 9. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God and walk in his ways. So we will be that separate people. And everybody will know it. We're the Lord's chosen. All we got to do is keep the Lord, obey his orders. That's all we must do is obey his orders. All we got to do is obey his orders. In verse 10 says, and all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, Yasharallah, Prince of the Power. Everybody will know that we're God's chosen people. We have the right to rule this earth. And they shall be afraid of thee. They will be afraid of us. And all we're doing is obeying the Lord's laws and commandments. All of us. And then everybody else can be afraid of us. You see all these different rewards, blessings that we get just for obedience? That's just, the Lord is asking only for a little bit, just obedience. And he's giving us all of this. They'll be afraid of us. Right now, they're not afraid of us. They're abusing us. But if we turn back to the Lord, we can just destroy kingdoms, societies, like instantly. Like there will be a different, like people will start moving different. People like the other nations would not treat us how they treat us if we keep the Lord's laws. Even in the land of our captivity, it will be unwise for them to do such things. It will be unwise. Because all we gotta do is just go back, turn around, go back to being obedient. This book of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 11. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, and in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is our forefathers. And we should be very grateful that we are prince if you're male, or princess if you're female of the power. Because we could be a heathen. We could be a heathen. So we should be very grateful and understand our position. Verse 12, the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure. Oh man. You will open up to thee his good treasure. The heaven shall give the rain unto thy land in his season. See, the water is free. The Lord gives it. And to bless all the work of thine hands. So all your manual labor, all the things that you do, whatever you do with your hands, he'll bless you. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. So we will be in charge. Because the person who is lending is the person who has the power. It's the person who's in charge. We won't need to borrow. Like they're gonna have to borrow because they're gonna be in need. They're gonna be in want. We're gonna have everything. The other nations will be in need. Verse 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head. See, it says it right there. And the Lord shall make thee the head. That's critical. Dude, black man, Hispanic man, Native man, do you not want to be in charge? Do you not want to rule? That is your position here on this earth. You'll be the head. And remember, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So we are doing a disservice unto ourselves and unto the other nations for not keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, because everybody's in mourning. It's just that we get it worse because we're breaking the Lord's laws, statutes, commandments. So he's going to punish us the worst. So we got to keep these Lord's laws, statutes, commandments so we can get it the best, and so they can rejoice a little bit as well, because we will treat them better than how they treat us. And thou shalt not be beneath. We will not be beneath them. We will not be beneath them. We'll be on top, as we should be. What is it called? What is it said? Top 3 officers Danielle. I'm not that one will be on top. If thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. See? If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. They always go back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. They always come back to it. It comes back to obedience. It comes back to, it really comes back to just we gotta stop being prideful. We do. Just be obedient. We gotta get this. We gotta get ourselves under control. Okay. Verse 14. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. See, we can't go to these other nations and start like, oh, what's that? We gotta serve the Most High God because they're traps. Their gods are traps and idols. First of all, they don't talk, they don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't see, they don't hear, they can't move. They're nothing. They're vain. They can't do nothing. They can't help you. Can't hurt you. It's like a trick that we fall for every time. And verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do. But it shall come to pass, if thou, and this, and then, of course, this is, I'll read it. This is book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. Yes. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not, that's the key word in this situation, not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So, we went through the blessings. We went through the rewards. And rewards, it started from verse 1. It broke it down, backdrop, all the way down to verse, 15? But the curses, 14. The curses, that's from 15 to 68. It just shows you that the Lord can do, and we disobey him, we can get bad, very bad things, terrible things happen to us, which happened. We became enslaved, murdered, lynched, raped, robbed, pestilence, disease, coronavirus. Let's go through it. So we can't. Curses is a punishment. We can't be cursed. We gotta stop. We gotta stop this nonsense, Israel. Do we want to experience all these curses from 16 to 68 when we can just experience the blessings from 3 through 14? So that's 11 specific blessings we get, right? But out of the curses, we get what? 68 minus 16 is what? 2, 5, 52. There's 52 specific punishments that can be given out instead of the whatchamacallit, the 11 blessings. It just shows you that we gotta be on top of our game, because we don't. That's a big discrepancy. Like, the Lord got something in store for you. He got us. You know how to use the other nations as rods of corrections to beat us back into shape, especially oppression. That's the sword. Oppression gets with the sword. So let's go through it. This is the book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city. So we will be punished in the city. And we see that in the cities all across America today. Dang. We like drugs in our neighborhoods. We're drug addicts. The prisons, the police brutality, the abductions. There's many more. The lack of property that we possess. There's plenty that goes on in the cities that goes unnoticed. Like the the slaveries that we must, like the minimum wage, it's insane. It's rough. It's really rough. Like, you have to really be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove to maneuver in Esau's kingdom as the Hebrew Israelite. And if you're a righteous man, it can be easily done. But if you're wicked, it's like, if I do this, then this happens. If I do that, then this happens. If I do that, then like every move you can't stop, because the Lord is stopping you because you're not obeying him. Like there's really, you don't obey the Lord, this kingdom is not set for us. You can't really progress here. There's nothing here. And so-called people who gets millions of dollars, they are probably under some. It's like that book, $40 Million Slave. It's like Esau. Okay, the other nations, top tier wealth, their wealth in comparison to our wealth, like overall, is way higher. Like as a nation, we are probably one of the in these cities. And cursed shall I be in the field. Also, what farmland do we own? If any, very little probably. Who amongst us, especially the ones that live in the city, knows how to even work a field, a garden? We have to learn all that all over again. It's like it's rough out here. It's like we lost so much skill sets. We lost so much information. And then what they say, well, the city, the school to prison pipeline. It's like we're not really, the education system is like there's so many. It's like it's so many stressors, I should say, that's put on the blacks, Hispanics, Native men, women, and children. So many stressors, continuing, bang. It's like invisible forces keep attacking us. This way, that way. Media, TV, social media, the peer pressure, just pressure in general. We gotta be on top of our game. And the only thing we need to do is keep the Lord's laws, statutes, commandments. That's being on top of our game. And all those things I just mentioned, just whoosh, they're just as if they're not there. Okay. Cursed shall be thy basket in thy store. Our basket in our store, our pockets, our businesses. Look at them now. They're full of holes. Our pockets. First of all, we're not paying our tithe. We gotta stop not doing that. That's another commandment from the Most High God. We gotta pay our tithe. We gotta fill up the treasuries in the school of the I.S.U.P.K, not the Christian church, not the Muslim mosque, not Egyptology. Send your donations here. It's Commander GEN.YAHANNA. And see that the Lord not bless you. If we do your due diligence and duty, man. Economic blessings is a blessing. Well, there's many other blessings the Lord can give as well. And some of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? Look, scripture also say you have food. What is it? Food. You have food, clothing, something like that. Straight. I got figured out. I gotta go back, paraphrasing, but let's go back into these specific scriptures here. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body. It's a rough one. So when you get a spouse, if you're a male, female, when you get a husband, male, when you get a wife, go together, become man and wife, and then the wife conceives, brings forth their children. It's a rough one. They will be punished as well. They'll be cursed. It's a rough one. No one wants to see their children cursed, punished. That's a rough one. And then you got to deal with the elements of a sick child, maybe, or one that's not listening to you, or something might be going on. That can break souls if you're not strong enough. That's what these laws, such as commandments.
Okay, let's keep going. The fruit of thy land, the curse shall be, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. What land do we possess? And then what cattle? Like, where's ours at? Who's just that 40 acres of mule? Where's ours at? We get lied to all the time, man. That's why we gotta to keep these laws and commandments and assert our authority back on this earth. Assert it, black man. Assert your authority. Take what's yours. Take the kingdom. Because otherwise, it's not coming. We gotta put in the work. Okay. Verse 19. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. That's another rough one.
So when you go into your home, you're being punished. It's like as if you don't want to be there. Like if you have for example, if you have a spouse, arguments all the time, or if you're single, there might be something wrong with the home itself that makes you not want to be there. Anything. It might not be as cleanly as you want it to be. And might be something wrong with infrastructure. You might just be stressing yourself out. There's a lot of things that these plagues. You don't want to go through these plagues. It's not wise to put yourself in these positions. These are real things that happen to real people. It's a rough one.
And then it says, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
That's another rough one. So when you out and about doing your thing, out of your home, you will be punished. You'll be attacked on all sides. You won't know how to move. It's like you're stressed, you're on edge. Everything is just fighting you.
Verse 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing.
Lord shall send upon thee cursing,
vexation, and rebuke, and in all thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. Let's read that again. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do. So however we spend our time, it won't profit us no more, because we chose and to go further than that. What we are doing is going to actually lead to our downfall, until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
So how are we spending that time? We won't get whatchamacallit, we won't profit us, but that same time that which you're using that we thought will profit us will lead us to our own downfall. So we gotta stop playing with the Most High God. I don't know why we choose to play with the Most High God. That is very foolish. Gotta stop being foolish.
Verse 21, the Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee.
And pestilence is infectious disease. We got coronavirus. That was a rough one. Fluids in the lungs. Can't breathe. It's a rough one. Also infect a lot of infectious diseases. We got monkeypox. God, everybody can see that joint. Like, this is bad.
Until he hath consumed thee from off the land where thou goest to possess it.
And these things are going to wipe us away. Look, reduce our numbers. We're supposed to be as plentiful as the stars, as sands of the sea. Now look at us. We're just fighting to stay as a race. It's bad. It's bad out here.
Let's keep going. Verse 22. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish.
Most of these are bodily elements. Except for the sword. I mean, that's a bodily element too, but that's something that's piercing
In your body. So
your body's a temple. Imagine being in pain 24/7. No amount of pain medication won't stop that.
Lord knows how to
Make you punish and kill you, and then you gotta come back and you still breaking the Lord's laws. It's like a never-ending cycle. It's bad out here.
Verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
So no rain in due season, no crops in due season. Are we gonna be hungry? No, it's not. We're gonna have famine, shortage of food. Is the prices gonna go up? Is the government gonna cut off our stamps? What's gonna happen? We're gonna be in disarray. It's rough.
Verse 24. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee, till thou be destroyed.
Again, the Lord's not playing around. Like, He don't have to bless us with anything if we don't keep His laws, His commandments. He can just basically see what our end shall be.
Verse 25. Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies.
Now that's rough, because the oppressor is our enemy, and the older is supposed to serve the younger. The elder is supposed to serve the younger, and one shall be stronger than the other. We're stronger than each other, our oppressor, but he has the nerve to smite us,
to beat us.
Oh no, that's not going down. We got to stop breaking these Lord laws, statutes, commandments, because how is this weakling going to beat us?
The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be removed unto all kingdoms of the earth.
So
our oppressor in these other nations, these weaklings,
remember, mind you, these servants are going to have the nerve, the gall, the gumption to come against us, the princes of the power. And because we refuse to keep these laws and commandments, we're going to lose to these weaklings. These weaklings. Shameful. If anything, it's just shameful. And then we're going to get removed into all kingdoms of the earth. We're going to be scattered. We're not going to be unified. It's a rough one.
26. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air.
Those lynchings, those killings, those murders. No one's going to be cared about in our bodies. They're just going to be there. And it's just going to be
those vultures or whatever birds that eat decomposing flesh, they're gonna eat us up. And unto all beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. It's a shameful death. We used to take care of our dead, and now it's bad. Like we basically losing our power. Okay. Verse 27. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emeroids, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou cannot be healed. So we are supposed to honor that physician, but in some cases, the Lord will make sure the physician can't do nothing about it. That itch, that won't go away. Oh boy, that botch, that scab, that cannot be healed, those hemorrhoids, those roids. It's a rough one. All because we refuse to keep these laws, statutes, commandments. The Lord can do us dirty. He created us. He knows how to jam us up. Verse 28, and the Lord is not wrong for rebuking his children. Never think that the Lord is in the wrong. We're in the wrong for disobeying his laws, statutes, commandments. Verse 28, the Lord will smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Oh, snaps. Some of us are crazy out here. I'm lost out of our minds. We're blind, can't see, we don't know our direction, we have no direction in life. We're just lost. And astonishment of heart. We're fearful creatures. So we're crazy, no direction, fearful creatures. It's bad. Verse 29, and thou shalt grope at noonday. See, the thing about noonday is when the sun is at its peak, it's shining, everything is lit, but we groping. Like, it's pitch black night with no moon, it's a new moon, darkness, little stars out, but you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can't see nothing, but it's the plain day. So it's like, it's just something that's not clicking. There's something in your mind that's not there, that's not clicking. As the blind gropeth in darkness. So as a blind man that can't physically see, he gropes in the darkness. He needs a walking stick or someone to help him move around. That's how we're gonna be out here moving in these streets. We're not gonna know how to move. It's just we're that far gone. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. See, drug dealing doesn't work for us. Some of us can't keep a slavery because we don't know how to talk to people. It's bad. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. See, we will only be continually oppressed. We'll be oppressed. We'll be those slaves, those Hebrew slaves, working as a Hebrew slave, and then we'll be spoiled. We'll be taken advantage of. Okay. Verse 30, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. So you'll get married, meaning you'll lie down with the wife, you'll lie down with the woman, and that's marriage. Marriage is sex. But then somebody's going to commit adultery with your woman. That's another one that can destroy families. That you gotta be a righteous man. Just let that go. That wrath man on that one. It's a rough one.
I destroy souls.
Okay. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
So you'll be working, doing all you can do to raise your to raise your standing in this land called America. But somehow, some loophole, some law just strips you of everything.
Therein thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Again, it'll be taken from you, either by force or just by some written law. It's crazy.
Verse 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes.
When we had cattle, our work animals, it was slain for us.
And thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away before thy face, and thou shalt not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt not have none to rescue them.
We'll be powerless. Like we will be abused here in this land called America, and we won't have the power to do anything about it, to protect ourselves, or the power to get it back. All because we refuse to keep these laws, statutes, commandments.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Dang. Wow. Look at the border. Our Israelite brothers and sisters, their sons and daughters were taken from them. Slavery, sons and daughters were taken from them. Even today, sons and daughters get abducted in the streets.
It's bad. Thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
So we will miss them. We will miss them. We'll miss them, and they are children. We love them. Even though love is given the law, commandments from the Most High God, it's not a feeling. But we will want to do something about it, but there will be powerless. There will be nothing we can do.
33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. See? We are our oppressor's workforce.
Without us, without his so-called slaves, our oppressor economy just falls. But he has the Israelites, the God's chosen people, in captivity, and he's making a killing.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway. And this is because we broke these laws, these commandments. This is like a long punishment. That's why we got to turn back, Israel. We can't keep doing what we've been doing. Why? It hasn't worked for us this long. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. Verse 34. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. We'll see the oppression right in front of our face. We'll see the wickedness right in front of our face. We'll see the disgust, the hurt, the injustice, George Floyd. But it'd be like, what can we do about it? Hands thrown up in the air. Verse 34. So that thou shalt be mad for the sign of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Verse 35. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees. Oh my gosh. That's why a strong body is better than many riches. Those knees, man. Those aches and pains. Hard to get up those steps. And then the legs. With a sore botch that could not be healed. From the sole of thy foot into the top of thy head. Man, the body condition. Oh my gosh. We do not want these things. Arthritis, gangrene, diabetes. Stop the fornication. Stop the lewdness. Stop the sin. Verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou set over thee, unto a nation which thou nor thy fathers have known. And there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. That wood is that Christian cross, and that stone is that cobblestone. That's the most prevalent religions on earth today. That is where we be at. We gotta stop this nonsense. We gotta stop serving these other gods, because that's another trap. Serving Allah, serving the white God, the Caesar Borgia, serving a white Christ. It's not going to help us. It's only helping our oppressor, keeping his kingdom a little bit longer. Let's stop it, Israel. Black man, Hispanic man, Native man, woman, and child. Isn't you done with these curses? I know I am. So let's together get up out of the oppression that we're in. Because we need brotherhood as a weapon. Most High God is our God. We need each other. Everybody has a role. Everybody has a place. Everybody has a function. Everybody has a skill set. Everybody has something to bring to the table. We just got to find out what and how to use it. So, let's keep on going. Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. So the other nations will be like, wow. Look what happened to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native men, women. That's a shame. Let's not be like them. Let's learn how not to be like that. Because it's bad. Like, why? Because we don't have the Lord on our side. So let's get them back on our side and show them that we are the Most High God's battle axe and weapons of war. We are men of war. We are the greatest nation here on this earth. Let's take back our authority, black man, Hispanic man, Native man, woman, Native man. Let's serve our king. Let's obey our God. Verse 38, thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. And who brings the locust? Wasn't that a plague in Egypt? Who sends the locust? The Lord thy God. So we're going to be doing all this work. Working, slaving. But at the end of the day, our check is going to be like, what? You might just cry. Not literally, but you're going to be like, what? This text, that text, this text, that text. Like, why is all this getting taken out? It's insane. Verse 39, thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, and shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. Same concept, same principle. The Lord's not going to be with our food and drink. The Lord's going to be against us. We have to stop fighting the Most High God, because we're going to lose. Like, we lose every time. Every time we break these laws, commandments, we go into captivity. And we repent. Lord, have mercy on us. We're fortunate that the Lord will have mercy on us, because if He didn't have mercy on us, would Israel even exist after all this cruelty that been happening to us? It's crazy. Let's continue. Verse 40. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. That cocoa butter, that lotion, that shay, that hair grease. It seems plentiful today, but we gotta make sure that we are appropriate out here in the streets. We gotta make sure that we are shined up, we're not ashy. We gotta make sure we take care of ourselves. Because at some point, like we get that mentality of, oh, I just don't give a F. We can't have that mentality about our own temples. We gotta care about ourselves. You gotta put the lotion on, put the cocoa butter on, the hair grease. Take care of your skin, take care of your hair, take care of your teeth. Go to the doctors, go to the dentist. Honor the physician. Take your medicine. Do these things. The Lord will be with you. Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. You won't be able to teach your children. You won't be able to see them grow up. You won't be able to see them. You won't be able to see your grandchildren. You'll be worried for their lives because they're taken from you and going somewhere else. And they're your children. This is your job. It was your job to raise them the right way. And you wasn't given that opportunity to do so. That's a rough one. Okay, let's continue. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. Again, people be hungry out here. It's not funny, but we gotta obey the Lord's law, so no one is starving out here, basically. Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high. See, that's a rough one. Because how is it that these heathen, who has ever been reputed as nothing, become lords over us? That's in 2nd Ezra. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high. Like, who is this servant? This is a servant. Talk about that light. I'll be right. Put the light back on real fast. Slakia. Sorry about that, Israel. Black man, Hispanic man. Child. This is like I was saying. This is a servant. This is a servant, and they're gonna whatchamacallit? The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high. They're gonna become lords over us. Like, who is that? Who are you? Like, what they say? Who you? Like, what? Nobody special. So we gotta stop playing with the Most High God, because He gonna make us jealous of a nation that's not a nation. That's crazy. And thou shalt come down very low. And thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, verse 44, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. See, when we break the laws, it reverses. Now we're on the bottom. Now we are the subjects. We're not the rulers. Now we
are being taken advantage of. It's not supposed to be like that. That's not the way things are supposed to be. We are not servants. We are princes and princesses of the power. We have authority on this earth. Authority. We are priests of the Most High God. We are a royal priesthood, a nation of kings and priests. Real kings and priests. Other nations don't have nothing. They're nothing.
Let's continue. Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. See?
We got to keep these Lord laws and commandments, because these things will befall us, and they are happening to us today. They're happening to us today. Like it's real. This is real facts. Just look at everyday life. Just look at everyday life. Just look at it. Look at your own life. If you're keeping the Lord's laws, such commandments, you'll see the rewards that's happening to you. And if you're breaking the Lord's laws, such commandments, you'll see the punishment that's happening to you. Just look at yourself then. Just look. Just take a step. Reflect. Watch.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. See?
This is how you know we are the lost sheep of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, because these curses, these blessings don't affect nobody else but us. So that's how we know.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
See, we're supposed to want to serve the Most High God and be obedient.
With joyfulness and gladness of heart and abundance of all things.
Like, serving the Lord is the greatest thing you can do. The greatest. Most High God. It's the greatest investment you can make. So do it.
Verse 48. Therefore, shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
See, the Lord is going to make us serve our enemies. And who are we in captivity today? We're in captivity with the oppressor, the Edomites, the European races, so-called Americans. We serve them. We're his workforce. We're his slaves. Workforce is different. It's dominance for slaves. They just make it seem nicer. Make it seem like 2022. So it'll be more subtle. They're trying to be more subtle with their slaves. Trying to act more subtly with their slaves to keep us low. But the Lord is bringing everything out. Yes, we are in captivity here in a land called America. We belong in Israel, not in America. And we're not in Israel, we're slaves. And that's just how it is. But Christ is coming back to free us. And he's coming back for war.
Okay. Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
See, the oppressor, he is fast. He loves the eagle, the bald eagle. His own his mail carrier service. In Philadelphia, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. Also, we won't understand the way they communicate, the way they operate, the way they talk, the way they get down, the way they function. They are crafty. The most subtle beasts of the field. They will. The way they communicate, the way they operate is different than how we approach things. Like we speak Hebrew, so we straight to the point. We don't sneak this. We don't sneak this. We straight to the point, very direct, very masculine. They want to be all loopholey, wormholey, around the clock, bitty bop bitty, man.
They just crazy. They don't know what they do. Let's see. Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
They have no picks. They're going to oppress the old and the young, and the one at right prime season. They don't care. They have no mercy. They're going to abuse everybody.
Verse 51. And ye shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
So our oppressor, he's going to take everything that we have and use it for himself and not leave us anything. That's how greedy he is.
Verse 52. He shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, when thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee.
So when we was in our land of Israel, he was able to conquer us. And even now, where we at now, in the projects, the ghettos, the hood, he got his patrol cars, he got his officers, his police force, to so-called keep us in check with his brutality.
Verse 53. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, and the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee, and the siege and the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee.
This actually happened. The book of Josephus. Eating our young. And today, we got child support. We use our children to oppress man or woman. We gotta have mercy on each other. We gotta have mercy on our families. We gotta do everything we need to do to serve the Most High God.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you.
See, that man that was tender, the man that had that brotherhood, the man that was brotherly
And very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Now, the one that was brotherly, the one that was cool with everybody, the one that was chilling, he has that evil eye toward his brother. He got no wrath. He's on tilt. He's ready on go. He's ready to kill, murder, slit throats. No rat. He's taking all the way to the top.
And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of the children which he shall leave.
Yeah, he's angry in that household. Oh, he's like a lion in that house. And then the children, he doesn't care. It's like, I'm ghost. Bye. See you when I see you.
Verse 55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates.
Yeah. He's not, he's gone. He's gone. He's going to do what he can do to get what he can get, and he's ghost.
Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not venture to set her sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. So see, at one point in time, the princesses of Zion, the daughters of Zion, princesses of power, were so sweet, so delicate, so feminine. They won't even put the bottom of their soul will touch the earth, touch the ground, for tenderness, for delicateness and tenderness. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. Now she's a full-blown, angry, and she's just going to take it out on her husband. Drag it. And toward her son and toward her daughter. Not only is she taking it out on her husband, she's taking it out on her children. Yanking, yelling, screaming. Bop, 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 bop. No matter, no mercy. Verse 58. If thou wilt not observe, verse 57. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for one of all things secretly in the seed and straightness, wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. So that young one that comes out from between her feet, abortion, abort, kill. Oh, it's my body, my choice. I don't care about you. Yeah, even though I could have been killed, I don't care about you. You gotta stop thinking like that. Verse 8. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of the law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear the glorious and the fearful name, the Lord thy God. So you got to observe all the words in this book and fear the Lord our God. Verse 59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and thy plagues of thy seed, even great plagues and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses and of long continuance. What do you say? A death is better than a continual sickness, the Bible and Scripture says. But the Lord is like, oh, I'm not about to relieve you of your sickness. You about to feel this for years. You play with the wrong one. You're supposed to have kept what I taught you. You're supposed to have obeyed me. Now you're going to feel my wrath. Verse 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and thou shalt cleave unto thee, and they shall cleave unto thee. Y'all, those same diseases that we had in Egypt, they're coming back to haunt us. They're coming back to hurt us. So we got to stop playing with the Most High God. Verse 61. And every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. See, the Lord is his thoughts higher than our thoughts, his ways higher than our ways. He made sure in the book of the law that there was opportunity to create even further plagues, further things that we don't even know about, to mess with us, to punish us. He gave himself leeway. That's why the Lord got to be played with. 62. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wilt not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. We're going to be left few in number. See? Who's the stars, sand? We're supposed to well, I mean, a lot of us. But now it's like, where we at? Verse 63. And it shall come to pass, that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do good, and it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good. So when we obey the Most High God's laws and commandments, and the Lord be rejoicing over us to give us these rewards, and to multiply you, to raise up our numbers, our ranks, so that the Lord will rejoice over you. So the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you. Now he's going to rejoice over us to destroy us, to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. Because we refuse to obey, like what father, like he's our father, and we're his child, and like is we stupid? Like he wants us to be corrected. He wants us to get it right. Verse 64, the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even to the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. See, we'll be scattered amongst all people, from one end of the earth into the other. And we will serve the cobblestone and the Christian cross. We won't be unified. We won't be in Israel. Okay. Verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease. So when we scatter abroad these nations, we won't find no peace. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. We always gonna be slaving, working. We won't have no time for ourselves. We won't be able to celebrate. We won't be able to serve. We won't be able to rest on the Sabbath day. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart. We'll be fearful, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. We'll be in grief and in hardship, and we'll be faint because we're not keeping these Lord's laws and commandments. Verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear the day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. We'll always be in doubt. We don't know whether we will live or die. We'll be in constant fear. Whether is this my last day? Is this my last meal? Am I a death row inmate? It's bad. It's bad out here. 67. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even. And at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning. For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. So basically, we'll say, oh, it's nighttime. It's at nighttime right now. Oh, I want it to be day. It's too much. Oh man, now it's daytime. I don't want it to be night. It's too much. We're basically living in. It's basically just too much. Life is overbearing, overpowering, and it is too much for us. And then this is the big one, the Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Egypt means a Greek word. Egyptos means bondage. We'll go into captivity again, but this time with ships. That's the transatlantic slave trade, the Middle Passage, with ships. By the way, whereof I spake unto thee. So when we was in that wilderness, and Moses commanded us and told us, thou shalt see it no more again. We won't see our homeland again. We won't see the nation of Israel again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies. We are sold unto our oppressors for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Nobody will be able to get us, no man will be able to get us out of the captivity that we're in. Only our King Yahweh Shah, through the orders of the Most High God, Yahweh, will be able to get us out of captivity when he sends 200 million angels. And so basically, Israel, we need to keep these Lord's laws and commandments, because there's rewards and there's punishments. There's rewards and there's punishments. Stay on the right hand side of the Most High God. That's what we need to do. And that's how we need to, and that's what's going to get us out of the captivity we're in, keeping these laws and commandments. And this is Let Hebrews Speak. I'm Officer Abadiyah 500, holding down for General Hazayan, 12th State General Hazayan, and Captain O'Brien. This was Let Hebrews Speak. Continue to tune into these shows, these radio shows. Commander GEN.YAHANNA is doing Black Watch, of course, with the generals tonight. General Muhammad is doing scripture breakdown, 7 p.m. Also radio shows throughout the week. Actually, a Prophet General Mayakala, Officer Yedaya. Many play. After this, we got right after this radio show, Salakia, the hidden truth revealed. Tune into that radio show, and there's plenty of others, as you know, Cross the Line radio show,
and tune into these classes throughout the week. And with that, Shalom Israel.